Hey guys, welcome to my review of these, the JBL 215 TWS headphones. Today we're going to check them out and see how they sound, how they are to use, and if I think you should get them. All of that soon to come, but if you guys could please like and subscribe before we get started, that would really help me out as a small creator. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and everyone helps. Also, I feel like I gotta point this out that these were sent to me for free from JBL to review. That won't impact my review of them, but I do feel like I gotta put that out there. With all that out of the way, let's get into this. Okay, so let's get started. What actually are these? These are two completely wireless earbuds. They come with a charging case and they have about 5 hours of playback in the headphones themselves and about 20 hours more in the case itself. The case charges pretty fast and you can get about 4 hours of playback time after 15 minutes of charging. And from empty, it should take about 2 hours to charge them up fully. So that's basically the basic specs of them. Now let's get into the important part though. How do they sound? Unfortunately, they don't sound as good as you would expect for how much they cost. I've heard better headphones from JBL themselves that sound better than these, or about at equal at least, for less than half the cost. That's the unfortunate part. They don't sound bad. It has a relatively flat signature overall, and there is some bass, but most tracks do sound rather distant in the headphones, which is unfortunate because that's not what you want your music to sound like. They do have a little bit of instrument separation, but it's just really not that great, especially for how much they cost. It should be better. They just don't have a whole lot of dynamic range, for instance. Like, loud parts of tracks and quiet parts tend to all kind of sound similarly. And then if something does get quiet, it's not like it's distant and quiet, it's more like it's just not there at all and it's just hard to hear. It's really unfortunate, but at this price point, you can't really be too concerned. It just doesn't make financial sense to buy these when cheaper options are out there. I'm not trying to be too harsh on them. They do sound okay. It's just I don't understand why you would buy these when cheaper options exist. They can be used as like a wireless headset, and I'm going to put a test of that in here. Testing. This is a test of the JBL 215 TWS Live headphones. Testing. But, I mean, I just don't understand why you get these when JBL has their own headphone line, has cheaper options that sound just as good and are like actually in a smaller case. I don't get why you get these. Those other ones, the JBL 200 TWS headphones, are great and you can use them, and they're perfect for what they're meant for. They're cheap headphones and they work great. These, the 215s, cost more, but I just don't see a real practical benefit of using them. The case is a little bit bigger and they just don't sound good enough to justify their cost. If you want something good, you can go all the way up to something like their JBL Live Pro 2s, or something like, even get some AirPods. It depends on what you want from your music, but these are just a mix of I wouldn't call them bad, but mediocre for more money, and I don't know why you would spend your money on these. It's like a middle of the range product, but you don't really get the benefits of going high end, but you don't get the low cost of going on the low end. That doesn't mean that they're badly made though. For instance, the quality itself is really nice. They each have lights on them to tell you if they're activated or not. They have multiple rubber ear tips that they come with. They've got charging indicators on the case itself. And the case itself snaps nicely, it feels quality, and I'm sure it'll last you a while. I've had a ton of JBL stuff and it does last a long time. So I get a bunch of review products and sometimes I let my friends use them or something because I just don't have a need for all these headphones. And all of them have loved the headphones they've gotten, and they've used them daily, and none of them have ever failed. So I don't question the quality, I just know that JBL makes good stuff. But if you're gonna buy it, why buy the more premium option when you can just go and get a cheaper option that they also make if you're trying to stick with them? If you're trying to go to other brands, I mean, you can. I haven't experienced all of them, but I will say that getting from a name brand does tend to increase at least quality because they're trying to keep their brand image up. If they make something really cheap and it fails a bunch, that will hurt the reputation of the overall brand. So brands like this tend to try to keep their quality up across the entire board. So they will be reliable, and everything I've experienced so far makes me think that they are. But I don't see why you get these over their cheaper options. Some examples of this quality would be, for instance, it has physical buttons on the ear tips. So instead of just tapping, and just trying to get I think it's capacitive is how most of them do it. instead of trying to use capacitive buttons, they have physical buttons, which are really nice, especially if you have gloves on or something and you can't use the capacitive sensors. So the buttons are very reliable. Another example of their quality is that the Bluetooth support's actually really reliable. You take them out, you put them in your headphones, you press go, they work every single time. The software is not any sort of downside at all. They don't have access to JBL's app, but you don't really need that for these. They're lower quality, like they're lower tier, and you don't need all of the fancy EQ stuff. The speakers just inside them are just not high enough quality for you to actually benefit from that, in my opinion. I mean, you can always just bass boost it if that's what you're trying to do, but you're not going to be fine tuning anything anyway, so it doesn't really make that big a difference to me. Overall, I think that they are good headphones. They're just priced a little bit too high for what the cost. Like they're priced higher than they should be for the product you receive. If you can get them on sale at a really low price, I think definitely go for them. They're great headphones. They do have a little bit of trouble staying in all the time. They don't fall out per se. They just feel kind of bulky in your ears. But I think I'm also more used to smaller headphones in general, so that could be why. If you don't mind that type of thing, by all means go for it. But yeah, that's my review of these. They are nice products, just a little bit too expensive. But thank you so much for watching. If you guys could again like and subscribe, that would really help me out as a small creator. And with that, thank you for watching. And oh, if you could check out, sometimes I put Amazon links in the description. So if you could check them out there, if you do choose to get them, please feel free. Other than that, that's it. So thank you.